you own a computer and not fully understand what it is? Or have you ever wondered what truly is a computer? Or what are some of the things that you can do with a computer? Computers are one of the most innovative technological advancements invented to help make life easier for humans. Good evening, everyone. My name is Damar Zachary, and I love to work with computers. I've been using computers for most of my life, and I've loved them. Even a year ago, I took a computer class, which shows how in love I am with computers. So today, I'm going to take you all on a tour and explain to you what a computer really is. I'll start off by describing what it is, then I'll go into some of its major parts. Moving along, we'll talk about just a few of its many great uses, like communicating with others, entertaining yourself, and storing important data. To close off this tour, we'll discuss a few historical facts about the computer and how it came to be. Then hopefully by the end of this tour, you will no longer be too confused about it and want to learn even more about them. Computers are made to make the lives of humans easier. Even though using a computer can be difficult and challenging at times, it's a good way to improve the things that you do. To start off, let me define computers and give their major parts. According to parts of a computer, computers are machines or electronic devices that store, retrieve, and manipulate data. There are 5 major parts to a computer, and they are the motherboard, the central processing unit, the CPU, the graphics processing unit, the GPU, the random access memory, the RAM, and a solid-state storage drive or hard disk drive. The motherboard is the circuit board where all the basic and high-end chipsets are installed. The chipsets manage the data flow between the processor, memory, and the peripherals. The central processing unit, the CPU, is like the brain of a computer. The instructions that are given to a computer through different programs are executed in the processor. The graphics processing unit, the GPU, is used to improve the performance of the CPU in engineering and scientific computing. It can produce a very high quality visual like 3D images or video games. The random access memory refers to the volatile memory of a computer, which is the memory that requires power to maintain stored information. The solid-state storage drive, the SSD, and hard disk drive, the HDD, are 2 storage components for a computer. The HDD stores data permanently on a computer, even when it's turned off. This is where operating systems, data, and software programs are stored. The SSD can store 1 to 4 bits of data, and they are highly shock resistant compared to the HDD. I hope that now you have a better idea of what some of the major parts of a computer are and how they work. Now let's go into some of the things that you can do with a computer. Communication. Communication is something that we do every day. We talk to our family and our friends every day, but we can also communicate with them via the internet. This process of communication is when multiple computers or devices transfer data, instructions, and information that is sent wirelessly through the air, including email, texting, and even video calls. There are many things that you can do on a computer to keep yourself occupied and entertained. These things can include watching videos, playing video games, reading ebooks, or listening to music or podcasts. Lastly, you can store very important data on your computer. You can store pictures and files from your phone by just connecting your phone to the computer via the USB port. Now that you have learned a few things that a computer can be used for, let's go a little into the history of the computer. Computers have been around for a lot longer than you may think, just not the same type of computers that we are used to today. A complete history of computers from the 1800s to now says that during the early 1800s in France, weaver and merchant Joseph Marie Jacquard created a loom that is used wooden punch cards to automate the design of woven fabrics. Early computers would use similar punch cards later. Later during the 1800s, inventor Herman Hollerith designed the punch card system to calculate the 1880 U.S. Census. It took him 3 years to create, but it saved the government $5 million. He would eventually go on to establish the company that you all may know, IBM. In the year 1943, John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert, professors at the University of Pennsylvania, built an electronic numerical integrator and calculator, also known as ENIAC. This is considered to be the grandfather of computers, as it is made up of 18,000 vacuum tubes and fills up a 20 by 40 foot room. In the year 1981, IBM released their very first computer called the Acorn, with an Intel chip, 2 floppy disks, and an available color monitor. It has sure been good talking to you all, and during this course, we've started by learning what computers really are and their major parts. Then we went into some of the things that you can do with a computer, like communicate with your friends and family, entertain yourself by playing games, watching videos, listening to music, etc. Lastly, you can transfer stored information from your phone onto your computer. I personally love computers, and using computers and learning more about them is a great way for me to spend my time. It could also be a great hobby for you to take up. If you decide that you want to start learning more about computers, just know that you may not get everything that you understand at first, but you'll eventually understand. Thank you all for your time.